Hi everyone, thank you for returning to my channel. This is my February bullet journal plan with me. So let's go ahead and get started. The bullet journal that I'm using for 2018 is a moleskin. I don't know the size, but this is in relative to my hand, so it's pretty small, and it's the dotted journal. So let's open up February. So this is my title page. This is the first time that I've been watercoloring. I went ahead and did this. I actually filmed my first time watercoloring all of this. So if you guys are interested, I'm actually in the process of editing that video and I will post it after this video. But I just went ahead. This is just some tulips in honor of the February Valentine's Day theme. I went ahead and faux calligraphied the month name, and then I put this. I actually don't like this too much. I don't like the way my 2018 came out, but it is what it is. I did it on another, like on watercolor paper, and then I pasted it in here because I don't think these pages of the Moleskine brand are gonna take watercolor. And then the quote that I have on here, I found it online. It says, "All that you are is all that I will ever need," and that's by Ed Sheeran. So again, if you're interested in to see how I did this, I will post a video following this February plan with me. Alright, going on to the next page. The first one that I have is the important dates here. I just went ahead and put down all the days of the month of February in the middle, and then I plan on using these little, what would I call it, a bullet with an arrow pointing to the event that's going on. And sometimes I have multiple events going on and on a specific day. That's why I did this, so it'd be easier if I had 2 or 3 events. I can just point to it and draw it out and box the various events. I also this idea wasn't my own. I actually got it off of the bullet journal's Instagram. They had it and it looked really neat and organized, so I went ahead and decided to use it for all the important events. So I would put birthdays, meetings, specific scheduling events, like specific dinners, brunches that I have to go to, so that's all going to be here. And then I just decided to decorate it down here. I'm wondering if I should watercolor it or not, but I'm going to go against doing it just because I don't want to mess up the page, so it's going to be just black and white. The next page, I did a line a day. If you can see some smearing over here, I went ahead and originally wrote all of that out with these Faber-Castell pens. This is the bold one. So I went ahead and wrote the black out with this, and then I tried to color behind it and get creative using one of these pens. What are these called? These are the Staedtler Triplus ink liner in the red color, and it's smeared everywhere. I don't know if you could see it, but it doesn't bother me, so it's fine. And then, so I'm going to do a line a day. I only wrote one. I didn't write the rest of the days because sometimes I write more than a line a day, but this is like one of my favorite things to do. Is it gives me an idea of how my month went. When I look back, a lot of the time I forget when things happen, so it's a really good way to keep track of how you spend your days. I'm not too critical on what I do. Like, I've seen other people write gratitudes on this page. I just write like a line about what I did, maybe something that really stood out to me from that day, maybe something I'm grateful for, but I really like how these turn out. And then the next 2 pages are my habit tracker. So as you can see, I have a lot of things that I like to track. I'm really particular about the specific things that I want to start incorporating into my life, and so that's why I have so many of them listed, just because there's so many different things that I really want to keep track of. For example, one of my goals this year is to really keep track of my skincare, and so if I were just to write like skincare, it wouldn't be productive for me. I have to write like if I did a face mask that day, if I did my like nighttime routine, if I did my daytime routine, if I exfoliated my skin, etc. So it's a little extremely detailed. That's why I need the 2 pages, but it really works for me, and every month I kind of change it up depending on what factors help me and which ones didn't. And then of course I have it, and then I just like at the end of every day I just sit down. So like at the end of today I'll just sit down and mark the things that happened and mark the things that didn't happen. So I really like this. I just use that Faber-Castell bold marker to do the habit tracker writing, and then for this red I just used a Crayola mini in red. What are these called? Pip squeaks? I don't know. They really work nice, and I like the way it looks, and red, of course, the color for February. So that's what these 2 pages are. So this, my bullet journals are very different from the typical bullet journal. I don't do the weekly setups just because that will not work for me. I just like doing this. This is for the entire month, to be honest. I have my volunteer schedule here because I do volunteer about once a week, sometimes twice a week at the hospital. And then I am currently employed, so my work days are constantly changing with work. Sometimes I pick up extra shifts. Sometimes I need to take extra days off. So I'm planning on writing out the entire month's work days here, and then using my key to cross them out or move them around accordingly. And then lastly, I just have a master to-do list down here just for like personal things that I need to do. So if it's someone's birthday and I need to go buy a gift, I'll write it down. If I need to do something for work prior to a specific shift, I'll write it down here. On this page, this is kind of in honor of Valentine's Day coming up. I got this idea off of another YouTuber. I was watching her 2018 setup, and she did something like this, but she did me and I just did us. So it's like on the you side of it, I'm gonna write things about my boyfriend that I really appreciate about him, and on the S side, I'm debating whether I should write things about myself that I like or about things about our relationship that are very unique that I really appreciate. So that's the plan, things about him, and I think I'm leaning towards doing things about our relationship that really stand out to me. So it's gonna be words, maybe simple phrases, I'm not sure, but I really like the idea, and of course it's gonna look really nice filled up. And of course there's a chance that I might not be able to completely fill it up at the end of this month, but it's fine. I'm pretty good about going back and just making sure that I write everything I want to until it's full. So I might not be done with it by the end of February, but I definitely want to get this done because I think it'll look really nice. So that's that. And then here, this is for school. So I'm volunteering, I'm working, and I'm also in school. And the classes that I have right now, they're like in a combination of being in class and doing online work, and sometimes it's really hard to keep track of all the various deadlines week by week by week. So I have like the week that the assignment is assigned, what class it's for, what the assignment's called, if it has due date. Sometimes, of course, like if I have to study a specific chapter, obviously it doesn't have a due date, but it's something that I need to get done in a specific week. So for example, I have to watch the chapter 4 video and take notes for my microbiology class. So I have that listed, and I don't have a due date here, but I have like a little area where I can just mark it off every time I'm done. So I'll just be like little check marks throughout it. I only did it up to the end of week 3 because that's really far out for me right now, and as you could see, just for 3 weeks, it's a lot of assignments. And then I'm just planning on doing it all the way up until week 10. That's how long each term is for me. And I know I needed 2 pages, so that's why, but a lot of the things sometimes pop up. They might change the due dates of really big presentations or really big projects towards the end of the term. So I didn't want to write it all out and then have to cross it out. So I think like at the end of week 2, like I'll add week 4 and then etc. But I really like this because I don't have to keep going on the school website and looking through various class, like through Blackboard, for example, having to punch around, figure it out. If it's all here, then I could really prepare my study schedule for the week so I can get all the assignments done and I don't miss any little discussion posts that I need to do. So that's what these 2 pages are for, and this really helps me get all my assignments done in time. And then this is something that I did. It's not really specific to February, but it's something that I've been thinking about doing. So there are a lot of shows that I really like watching, as you can see here. And I wrote like the show name, and then in pencil underneath I wrote like what episode I'm on and what season I'm on, because a lot of the time shows, for example, like Stranger Things, it's currently not in season. I'm caught up, so I'm waiting for season 3 to come on. But then when it does come on, like I don't even know when. I heard it's coming out in like 2019. So obviously when 2019 comes and it's coming, I'm gonna be like, where was I, what happened? So it's just kind of a little reminder for me. Or for example with like Riverdale or like the show Empire, there's times in my life when I get really overwhelmed that I don't have time to sit down and watch a show. So this is a way for me to keep track of all the shows that I really like, that I'm watching, and the episodes I'm at currently. For any of you looking for a show I really love, This Is Us on Hulu or The Good Doctor. They're awesome. And this is my last page. It's like a fitness page. One of my goals again for 2018 is really to incorporate fitness into my life. And so I do two things. I have a step tracker here. So I wrote steps, and then this is like a mini February calendar. And then I wrote all of these numbers with this. And then at the end of every day on the iPhone, under the under the health app, it tells you how many steps you walked that day. And the goal is to do 10,000 steps a day. And so I'll go over it and write like how many steps I did that day, and to see like if I'm averaging 3,000 steps a day, that's pretty bad. So what I can do to make that better. And I really like this. It works for me. It's easy to track. And then this, it's like I found it off Pinterest. Like every month I have a goal body part that I'm working on. Last month I tried to do abs. This month I'm doing the inner thighs. And so these are just some exercises I found on Pinterest that seem to be good for the inner thighs. And then I've made 28 little boxes here. So every day that I do it, I plan on coloring it in. And then at the end of the month, I'll see how often I worked out. And then the last thing that I do for every month is a favorite memories page. Of course, it's blank because I just wait till the end of the month to do it. I'm just going to create a favorite memories page, and that's about it. So that is what my February looks like, and I'm just going to go through all the pages in review one more time. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for my next video, which will be a watercolor with me for the front cover, for the month cover of February. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in seeing the next video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more videos coming this year. And like this video so it can help me get out there. Thank you.